Good morning, Tahlia. Here's your machine, the Breville dual boiler, BES920. This morning I'm just going to make a quick double shot latte to show you how to do that and obviously show you around the machine. So I've given it some water and I've allowed it 5 to 10 minutes to warm up, so it's up to temperature. Yeah, usually it takes about 5-10 minutes to fully heat up. I'm going to grab a mug. And so the first step I like to do when I start my coffee session is a blank shot. So press the double tap button without any coffee in the handle. This will warm up the machine a little bit. It'll warm up the handle and it'll also warm up your cup. And if there's any dirt or coffee oils, it'll also clean it up. So that's a double win. I'll do that. So you can fill the machine with water from the front, or you could remove the water tank from the back. But it's quite a heavy machine, so I'd only fill it from the front when I can. Now my mug is fully heated up, which is very good. I'm going to put it on the side. I'm using the 2-cup single wall basket. This is the best one. You want to use this one if you have a grinder at home because it will give you the best quality of taste. If you don't have a grinder and you only buy pre-ground coffee, you can still use this machine by using the pressurized dual wall baskets. So these are pressurized, they'll create pressure even with coarse coffee grounds. Whereas with the single wall you need fine coffee grounds and like a fresh roast of the bean. I'm using freshly roasted beans and I'm going to use my other machine to grind, so I'll do that. You can also grab a scale just to make sure your coffees are even if you want, in terms of the grind size and in terms of the espresso dispensed. So I believe the double shot is about 20 grams for this machine, 18 to 20 grams of coffee, so I'm going to grind about that much. Alright. That's my first dose. That's 9.5. Do that again. Second dose. This is about 19, I believe. Yep, it's 19 grams, which is good. You want to tap it firmly and evenly. You don't want to create any gaps in your coffee in the handle. So here's what it looks like. Tap it firmly and make sure it's even and that the surface is clean and polished. If you don't have a scale, a really good way to get the right amount of coffee is looking at this silver cap on the tampon and going this deep. So after I've pressed it down firmly with enough force, it goes as deep as the silver part. If after I press it down, it goes only up to here, then that's too much coffee. And if it sinks very deep into the handle, then that's too little coffee. So that's one little trick that I like to use. But yeah, this is the right amount of coffee. This is what it looks like, about a centimeter from the edge. Clean the rim and just put it in. At about 5 o'clock usually, it says lock tight, but don't do it too tight. Only pretty much with one hand. I'm gonna grab my mug here. I'm gonna dump the water into the sink. The machine also has a hot water tap, by the way. Hot water tap from here. If you want to make Americanos, long blacks, tea, or anything else, you can use the hot water tap. I like to use this for sometimes I add sugar and syrups to my coffee. I like to add a little bit of hot water just to help it dissolve with the espresso, which I'm doing now. Cool. And we're still recording. Okay. I've got my cup warmed up, my coffee freshly ground into the handle. I'm gonna turn on the scale and calibrate it again, just to measure how much coffee comes out. I'm looking for about 40 to 50 grams of coffee. 40 to 50 because that's double the amount of ground coffee that I've put in. I'm not exactly sure what the original factory setting is, but you definitely can change it from the settings. It's very easy. You can go to shot volume and change it from there. But I'm just going to keep it as is for now, as it comes from the factory. You can also, this is really important, keep an eye on the gauge. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Yeah, you can. So keep an eye on the gauge. You want your pressure to be sort of about 7 to 10 up here. There's like a black highlighted line, that's where you want to be. 8 to 10 bars of pressure, and that's where you're going to get the best quality and the best taste. And you're also going to see the coffee pouring down. If it pours down nice and smooth, then that's good. If it comes out in black drops, then that's too much pressure. If it comes out very quickly and ugly, like a flowing river, then that's too quick, obviously. So I think because of this setting on the grinder, I think it's going to come out nice and smooth. Also, fresh beans is the #1 factor of how the coffee comes out. If you're using stale beans, they'll come out horrible. Trust me, I've been there. Just trying to show you the flow. It's nice and smooth. It's a little bit low. I could have put more coffee. As you can see, it's only 7 bars. I'm going to stop it there. Yeah, that's about 50 grams. The machine will go for 30 seconds. That's the default factory setting. But you can set it to specific volumes of, like for a double shot, you can set it to 50 mils or something. Yeah. And when you're done, I recommend doing a blank shot, so just to clean it up as well. Alright, let's do the milk. You want to get a metal jug if you don't have one already, because a metal jug will help you feel the temperature of the milk. In a pinch, you can also use a ceramic cup or a mug. Yeah. Cool. This is a dew boiler, so you obviously can do both at the same time. You can make coffee and steam your milk. But for the purpose of the video, I'm only doing them individually, otherwise it'll be too much to bear. Yeah, okay. So, steaming's quite a learning process. So I want to put in the wand at an angle and try to create a vortex, like a whirlwind with the milk. And I'm going to do that by keeping it close to the surface and at an angle. So the closer to the surface I am with the wand tip, the more air I'll be injecting. And if I hold that for too long, I'll get a cappuccino. If you want to get a latte, I'm only going to do that for maybe 10 seconds. Because in a latte you don't have too many bubbles and too much air into the milk. Whereas with a cappuccino you do, because you have a more frothy drink with the cappuccino. Okay. You can just flush it out. That's about 10 seconds. So I've injected enough air, and now I'm going to raise the milk jug. So I'm going to raise it. I've stopped injecting air, and the wand is deep into the milk. When I can't touch the milk jug for more than half a second, then that's too hot. Okay, that's hot enough, which is about 60 degrees Celsius. When I can't touch the metal for more than half a second, give it another purge. This is very important. You have to give it a purge. And grab your wet towel and wipe it straight away. It's very important to wipe it straight away, otherwise it'll be very difficult to clean later on. Alrighty, and that's all. That's a latte on the Breville dew boiler. Very easy. And you might want to, in the future, you might want to buy one of these discs, the cleaning discs. I don't have any spares, unfortunately. What these will do, these will help you clean the machine. So you run the cleaning cycle with the tablets that you can buy from online, and it'll clean the machine on the inside with soap. As you see, it takes it to full pressure and then flushes all the water and soap down the drip tray. So you'll get a clean machine. In a pinch, you can use the dual wall filters. To do the cleaning cycle, because I'm going to demonstrate this really quickly at the end of the video. Because the dual wall filters will create pressure for you, very similar to a cleaning disc. So you can put in a tablet in the dual wall filter, put on the handle, and it'll do something similar. So it'll flush water. Yeah, it's very similar. It'll flush excess pressure into the drip tray. So you can do that in the meantime, I guess. hope I've shown you everything you needed to know. The machine sometimes will ask you to descale. Don't descale, I've already descaled it. There's a whole issue with, if you read online about these machines, there's a whole issue with descale. And some people say don't do it. So I've learned to not do it as well through the process of the machine. I've done it manually from the boilers. So it is descaled and cleaned. So I recommend not following the machine's instructions. The machine will come and go. Sorry, the message will come and go. Sort of as a reminder. See, it comes and goes. But yeah, machine doesn't need a descale. And I think I'm gonna try to reset it for you before you come today. So shouldn't be an issue. Anyway, here's my latte. I'm gonna mix up the milk. Tap it down to break any bubbles. It's been sitting for a while, but that's alright. With a little bit of practice, this machine can actually do very nice lattes and latte art. I haven't practiced, so I can't do that. But yeah, here's your machine. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers.